In the year 865, the famous Ragnar Lodbrok landed on the northeast coast of England in the Kingdom of Northumbria due to a storm. Ragnar commanded only 2 ships, which were severely damaged by the storm. Ragnar's men began plundering the surrounding area to find food and attempted to repair the ships. However, their efforts were in vain as news of the Norsemen quickly spread, and King El of Northumbria swiftly assembled a strong army to punish the Vikings. El had unresolved issues with Ragnar, and this was a unique opportunity for revenge. The Northumbrian army surrounded Ragnar's men and, after a short but fierce battle, annihilated them. Ragnar himself was captured and, on the king's orders, thrown into a pit filled with poisonous snakes. His last words were said to be a prophecy that his puppies would avenge him, referring to his sons Bjorn, Ivar, Halfdan, and Ubbi. Aella did not have to wait long for Ragnar's puppies to arrive, as the so-called Great Danish Army, or Great Heathen Army, led by Ragnar's sons, landed in East Anglia at the end of the year. Although the army was called Great, it consisted of a maximum of 1,000 warriors. The local king made peace with the raiders, providing them with horses, food, and water in exchange for sparing his territory, and the Vikings marched on to Northumbria. In 866, the Great Danish Army first captured York and a year later defeated the combined armies of Kings Aella and Osbert, who had come to York's aid. The Vikings set a trap for the Northumbrians and split their forces. A smaller group of Vikings waited for the enemy, while the larger part hid in the forest. When the Northumbrians saw the small Viking force, they attacked, falling into the trap. The rest of the Vikings then emerged from the woods, surrounding and crushing the enemy army. According to Anglo-Saxon sources, both kings were killed in the battle, while Norse sources claim that King Aella was captured and, in revenge for Ragnar's death, ritually executed in a method known as the blood eagle, in which the prisoner's ribs were cut open in the back to form what looked like 2 eagle wings, and the lungs were pulled out, making a sound resembling flapping wings. In York, the Vikings stayed until 869 and then returned to East Anglia, which they conquered. They allowed King Edmund to rule but, in reality, he was just their puppet. When the locals rebelled against the Vikings in 871, the rebellion was ruthlessly crushed, and King Edmund was executed. In 875, Ubbi made peace with King Alfred of Wessex, but it did not last long. The Vikings established the Danelaw on the conquered territory, an area subject to the rule of the Norse-Danish raiders. In the summer of 871, the Great Summer Army arrived on the coast of England, consisting of 1,000 men and 5 jarls led by Jarl Bagseggi. The Vikings established a large camp in Reading and immediately began attacking Wessex. In the Battle of Reading in 871, the Vikings defeated the Wessex army led by King Ethelred I, starting a series of 9 battles in which all the jarls, including Bagseggi, and the new king of Wessex, Athelred I, were killed. Alfred the Great succeeded him on the throne, and the Viking army was now commanded by Jarl Guthrum. The Vikings and Anglo-Saxons entered into a truce, which was broken in 875 by one of Ragnar's sons, Halfdan Ragnarsson.